What's up, YouTube? ODST General back again, and we've got another Operation Trebuchet news update. So let's get started with the big news. You know, obviously by this point, having read the title, you guys can see the brutes are fixed. I know it's a really quick turnaround from last week, which was all doom and gloom, saying that they might be at an end. And all I can say to that is, I guess that just really shows how bad configs can be sometimes when it comes to programming and developing, especially in Arma. So basically what it was is there were some numbers that should have been 1s and they were 0.6s, and that completely broke the brutes. Now it seems they are back on track. They are shooting and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys a quick video here, and then I've got some screenshots, and then we'll talk about the other mods coming out. So enjoy that for a second. I'll be right back. Alright, so as you guys can see, they are effectively firing on targets. Bear in mind that they don't move in the video because they have no running animations or movement animations, but they are capable of actually firing on a target. The AI is telling them they should move if they can, but you know, so they will turn around and look away because they're trying to move to better cover and stuff like that, so just bear that in mind. So I've got a few different screenshots of them that Warthog shared after the fact, and we'll just kind of go over those real quick. So the first one's not really notable. It's a really awesome action shot, just some brutes with spikers out in snow and forest. The second one is a close-up of a brute face. You can see the work in progress. They're trying to get rid of the kind of white outline or whatever inside the brute's beard or tuft of hair there. So they're working on trying to get that down. The third picture here is a little bit more notable. Basically, they are working on the running animations of the brutes, or movement animations in general, and you can see that basically they're coming in on a Halo 3 style Marine trying to kill him. Warthog's basically said that the way the brutes operate is pretty similar to the games. They'll try and just suppress you with as much fire as they can to try and close the distance. And then lastly for the brutes, we've got one final picture that was just shared today, and that is basically a bunch of brutes out in an open field just charging forward. Not quite so much action going on in this picture, but further development of their running and stuff. Now, what's next for the brutes is just continued animation development, some weapons development, reloading. And on that note, I do actually have one more video to show you guys, just basically the reloading animation in progress. So enjoy this for just a few seconds here. Okay, guys. So real quick video, like I said. So let's keep rolling here. Let's talk about the side mods, and then we'll get into the main mods development. So the first side mod we have to talk about is Optre CC. So Optre CC has essentially been disbanded at this point. The development of the MA5K A2 does continue by Fletcher. He's working on it every weekend or every other weekend. The Crooked is in game in Fletcher's mod, and the Kodiak is being worked on still. So Shadow has developed his final textures for it, and he's handed it off to Tim to work on. So I'll talk more about that in a second here. But basically, Shadow's doing his own thing with school and stuff, so, you know, the Optray CC assets that were being developed are being split among various mods. So we're still going to get them here, so that's something at least. So let's go ahead and talk about what Tim's got going on, including that Kodiak. So today, as I was actually getting ready to get the video completed here and stuff this morning, Tim shared with me a slew of screenshots, which you guys are seeing on the screen now, including a Kodiak and a rhino tank. I actually called it the correct thing. I didn't call it a grizzly like I normally call the grizzly a rhino. So anyways, we will be getting 2 different artillery vehicles. That means the Halo Wars 2 Kodiak and the Halo Wars 1 rhino tank. Tim has said that these can be expected sometime shortly after the Tanks DLC releases. These are, of course, both being developed by him config-wise. The Kodiak is Shadow's and was originally intended for Optray CC. The Rhino tank is Tim's from his Halo RTS mod, like most of his other assets are. Other than that, that's really all I have to talk about for Tim. Pretty big stuff, though. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be excited to see that. Let's go ahead then and talk about the main mod. Not a whole lot more to share here, but I do have a couple things. Basically, we get to see a couple more looks at the new armor in development. One is the standard Marine in a Tanoa environment. It shows some of the tweaks on the coloration of the armor. The Zero and Scorch are trying to basically fine-tune the armor to better fit the environment. It does change it slightly from the colorations and stuff Dog has. So obviously just bear in mind that currently these are still work in progress. This isn't final coloring or anything like that as of right now, at least. We also get a good look at the MA37 with the new materials and stuff on it. And then we've got the ODST, which is same helmet as shown off in the last video, but it's got the new textures on it and a slight change to the visor here and there. Other than that, this is mainly notable because it is the Reach version of the ODST, which you can tell by looking at the leg armor is the most notable section of that to tell the difference. I don't think there's anything else really special about him that I can tell. He's got the jetpack on, so I guess he's a bullfrog. Other than that, yeah, I think that's pretty much everything covering him. The final thing I have to talk about, well, I guess we got 2 things to talk about. The other thing I want to talk about is the Warthog. We got a quick image from Zephyr Souza showing off the new Warthog materials and stuff. Same model, new textures, new materials, just like all the other weapons and stuff that are getting overhauled. So we'll have some nice shiny new Warthogs. And then we've got one last thing, and that is the MA5. The MA5 is getting iron sights that will attach on via the rail attachment system. So if you don't like the current iron sights on there, you get a little bit more in-depth ones, more in line with the previous MA5 series. They're a little bit different, but they're pretty neat. I'm sure a lot of people like having these. So, as for the main mod, when will that see its next update? That is also updated for some time after the Tanks DLC. No set date's been made. There's still a lot of things in development, but primarily the big thing the devs are looking out for is just over concern of any sort of issues with the Tank DLC's release. So they're trying to get ahead of the bugs, so that way they don't release and then have to do a hotfix immediately afterwards to fix bugs from the update releasing and breaking stuff. But that is it for this video. It was a little bit longer than last week's because we have a few more things to talk about in a couple videos, but I hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless. Take it easy. I will see you next time, and just like always, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. See you around.